Hello sexy souls and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a little bit of a while since I've uploaded here. I have told everyone on Patreon that I was taking a break, and I didn't actually say anything here on YouTube, but I just needed to recharge. I knew this was coming. I could kind of sense it, and whenever these big transitions for me happen, it's also I notice a lot of things. It's kind of like I get to take a step back to kind of see what's happening from being like an observer and what's happening in the world, and a lot of the things that I've been feeling that are going to change are starting to, show themselves a little bit more. So this energy checkup, it's just basically talking about what it is that you need to let go of, because there's a lot of things right now that we are clinging on to because we are in such a unstable kind of energy at the minute, because it can go anyway. It's like an earthquake, or it feels like that. It feels like an earthquake or a volcano could happen at any minute, but it's more of a human thing. Energetically, we're going through our own little feelings of wanting to scream out loud or whatever. Because I had that one day. I actually did a whole rage ritual where I was like smacking the pillows with like my fists, because I was just like, let's get it all out, let's get it out. So I had a really good break. Massive things in my inner world have shifted and changed, and I'm so happy to be back here on YouTube and back on my Patreon again. Just one thing I want to say: if anyone does want to sign up for Patreon, it's a little bit different to YouTube. YouTube is just my pick of cards. But another thing that I wanted to mention is with the way I was doing my videos on Patreon, it was kind of confusing. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to put on there. I figured it out now. It's more so just whatever. And it's not going to be tarot readings all of the time. There is the tarot tier, so there will always be a tarot video every week, a more specific one. And here on YouTube, I think I'm just going to keep with the energy updates, because they are, I feel like what is more needed is what people don't know they need. But these videos are that thing that I like to bring on here, because a lot of us are searching for different things that don't really matter at this time, and the people who are here are meant to be here. That's kind of the way I look at it. So with the energy updates, I think it'll resonate more if I just stick to doing them, and whoever's here is meant to be here, rather than trying to work with the algorithm, which I don't really care about anyway, because the algorithm does not like me because of some of the things I say. And yeah, all of that anyway. But the topic, the kind of theme of this energy update checkup is, I was doing a reading, a private reading for one of my Patreons, and me and her were talking. Hi Elizabeth. Me and her were talking, and she brought up the red pill and blue pill theory. If you don't know what that is, it's like, if you give someone the blue pill, they waken up. It's a whole Matrix thing. And because in her reading, the Matrix kind of came up, but it was to do with her own inner world, kind of more so. And she thought that I was going along with the external view, which I kind of was, because it's all intertwined. But then I seen how I in that moment, I was like getting downloads of what I wanted to talk about right now, which is what I'm doing. And I was trying to brush them off, because that wasn't what I was talking about with her. It had the link, but it was to do with her inner world. And now I want to kind of make that the topic and the energy that I want to kind of get you to understand. Because the download that I got while I was doing that reading, I didn't bring it up with Elizabeth, but I seen the red pill and I seen the blue pill. And the red pill is like people who are not awake yet, and the blue pill is people who are awake. again, there's no end. You are awake forever. I don't see that for us as a collective yet, because everyone needs to be awake for you to be fully awake. That's just how my guides are showing me it. To feel like you're fully in enlightenment, you need to live in a world where it looks like heaven on earth, basically. And we're not there yet. We're getting there. I don't know if we'll get there very soon, but we're getting there. Yeah. So with the red pill, basically what I was hearing is acidic, and alkaline, and I like when water. If you test the pH of water when it's acidic, it goes red, the red pill, and if you test the water of alkaline water, it goes blue or kind of purpley blue. And this was the downloads that I was getting, and then last night I was getting more downloads, and I was like, oh my god, I need to ground myself, because it was a lot. So it's like I needed to kind of get this energy out of me so that it was being kind of transferred to you, so that you kind of understand what's going on in the world. We're being blue pilled, big time. And a lot of us, I want to talk about the whole, some of the things I actually have to be careful about, because I will get shadow banned. So with the C word, the disease, let's talk about that, because disease, dis-ease is when your body is in an acidic state. Your body, you get cancer and all these other diseases because of inflammation in your body, in your blood. There's too much of that, the fire, the inflammation. And when you're hot, inflamed, you need water. You need to be hydrated. So inflammation is just because you are dehydrated. It's dehydration. So when you are hydrated, you are higher in your consciousness, and you are able to see and be able to discern and tap into your third eye and your crown chakra and just know and trust. But when you're dehydrated, your body is filled with water. So when you're dehydrated, it's like it's not your brain's not really working properly, because basically imagine like a battery, and it's like going lower and lower and lower, and your brain's just like not charged at all, so you can't even think straight. And then you go into survival mode, and then your body starts to, show you that it's not okay by getting different health problems and blah 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 blah. So dehydration is the big thing. I'll keep saying this, everyone, to look into these machines. The one I recommend is a Kangen machine. I'm not into the whole being a distributor. I just want to do my own thing. But the whole Kangen thing is really good. Like, I've so many people I've been talking to that are in that, and they tell me their stories and other people's stories and stuff. And Kangen machines are the way for the future. I haven't shared it just yet, maybe, but I'm sharing to my Patreon visions that I was getting for how water is going to change in the future. The Patreon link's down below. I basically feel like with the whole the virus, it's, again, they're telling you it's a disease to create fear. It's not a disease, it's a virus. I'll just leave it at that. But that's the whole, like, this whole pandemic has put people into this, either you get smothered in fear, or you face your fear, and you get back on track with life. You face it head on, you try and like get through it as much as you can. And what has happened divinely by God is a lot of people are getting into, living a more alkaline diet, or they're getting into breathwork, alkaline breathing, or they are, getting into meditation, which alkalize. I don't know actually if that is true, but I feel like it does. For me, it's like it helps you clear the mind anyway. Like I'm seeing a vision of like a picture that I've seen before of like when you do meditation, your brain before meditation it's red, kind of that red pill theory again, and then when you do after the meditation of 10 minutes, it's like your brain's all blue. Words for me sometimes are difficult when I have a lot of things going through. Yeah, and in saying that, so with a lot of the things that I have been like feeling lately, a lot of the stuff that I've been talking about, maybe not as much on here, but a lot of the stuff I've been talking about and seeing in my own visions, and when I'm trying to tap into the future in different ways that things are going, timelines and stuff, it's going to plan. Everything's going to plan, especially with the money and stuff. I won't say too much about that, like certain words that I could use. I don't want to say it. But yeah. So you know, a lot of you might have heard, a lot of my viewers are from America anyway. A lot of you might have heard about the whole GameStop thing and the other AMC. I'm so scared to talk about stuff. I'm not scared, but I just like, can't be bothered if they fucking flag this. Yeah, that whole thing. You know, this has to happen. This is something that is going to wake a lot of people up. It's going to blue pill a lot of people. And it's going to basically show people that the way that we've been working with money has been very acidic, has been very toxic. It's been very like that energy that is just not good for our health. The way that they've been manipulating the stock markets has been manipulating our emotions, has been manipulating our life force energy. And when your life force energy is drained, your body is going to be in an acidic state. So that they manipulated the money, and money is linked, I keep saying this over and over again, money is linked to the matrix, is linked to the water, is linked to the moon controls the tides, the moon controls the stock market. They've been doing all of this kind of stuff to manipulate these things. And basically this is part of the God's divine plan, or maybe man is a little bit involved in this as well. But God's plan is to show people that this is what's happening, so that more and more people are kind of getting on trend with that. Maybe there is an awakening happening, and maybe that, you know, changes are happening for the better. They are definitely very close to, you know, having a little tipping point, and then we're going to see more change and more change and more change. So it's not going to all fix itself in 2021. For me, I have been so connected to the number 23 through losing someone, a cousin of mine. He keeps coming through in 2023 to me, and I feel him around, and he's always kind of guiding me and stuff. He's helped me out of a lot of stuff. But the whole 23, and I keep now seeing visions of like what the world will look like in 2023, and that's kind of what I'm sharing with people on Patreon. I'm starting to now, getting out of my comfort zone. But yeah, I feel like 2023 is when we won't recognize right now. Like, it will not look like this. It's going to look very different. So just know that things take a lot of time to change, and we're getting there. Everything's fine. We're getting there. It's going to be okay. Just try and get yourself in the present moment, and just look at one thing each day that you can do that will help you feel a little bit more okay in here. At the minute, my eating is terrible. Everything else is perfect, but my eating is just terrible. So I'm going to push myself to go on a little bit of a detox and start fasting. I was fasting, and then I stopped, and I got on this big whole like eating crap again. So this is why the whole alkaline and acidic thing is coming up again, because I don't eat a very alkaline diet, and I don't say that. I don't feel like you have to do that. I'm just giving you what my guides was kind of showing me and explaining to me what's happening. But it doesn't mean we just switch into a whole alkaline, higher vibrational lifestyle straight away. That's not the way it works. We have to, you know, work with what's happening right now in our life. Each and every one of us have our own individual light that we have to bring through, and then become one with everyone else. We can't just do it overnight. So there's that. Yeah, and I really want to say to people about a lot of you guys that are coming to me for private readings have a lot of fears about money and stuff, and this is the purge that's happening, because this is the thing. One of the main things for me, I feel, is going to change this year has to do with money and finances and stuff like this. So it makes sense that a lot of people are very afraid, and they will have a lot of abundance blockages coming up. But just remember that this is a process, and this process you have to go through these things. You can't just have it all given to you. That's not how God and enlightenment works. You have to go through the shit. So any of these things that are coming up, your fears about money, start to tap in, start to tune in, feel and understand it a little bit more. Because when you have awareness of what's going on, things move quicker for you. Okay. Yeah, so I've probably been chatting I have a little clock here so I don't talk too long. So it is... my eyesight's terrible. Yeah, we're going to just begin. I don't know if I had anything else to say. I think I've said most of the things. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions about anything or whatever. And yeah, the last thing I wanted to say, if you want to sign up for Patreon, now is a good time, because I just realized that Patreon, if you sign up with me in the middle of the month, you don't, or not the middle, if you sign up with me, let's say a better example, if you sign up with me the day before the first of whatever month, it'll charge you again. So I don't see why that is a thing. So yeah, from now on I'm going to not really, I'll maybe for the first week or week and a half I will promote my Patreon, but then I'm not going to do it as it comes closer to the end of the month, because that's such a bad thing. Why is Patreon doing that? So yeah, if you want to sign up with Patreon, we are going to be shifting things around a lot there as well. I am also going to be offering live events for you guys. If you don't want to join the Patreon, you can get like a ticket or whatever you want to call it to join my breathwork. I'm going to start doing breathwork on Zoom with people, and then everyone can kind of share what their experience was. Did they feel like they released anything? I'm just still working on my confidence on talking in a kind of meditative state or whatever, even though I'm not going to talk like that. Okay, I need to stop talking now. So my guides are telling me not to pick numbers for you today. So we're going to choose colors. We're going to have 3 groups. So choose a color. So yeah, close your eyes. I'm going to get you to use your third eye. Close your eyes. Imagine that you are in an endless black abyss, and all of a sudden a door lights up. Walk towards the door, and what is the color on the door? Is it yellow, green, or red? Whatever that color is, go down to the description box below, and there it'll put you in the right group. Okay? So let us start with this energy checkup. Hello everybody that chose the color red. We are going to do channeling as usual. First, just kind of looking into the collective energy of this group, and then I will pull some oracle cards at the end. The way that I've been guided some of you are not expressing yourself, saying what you want to do. Okay, you need to speak, or you need to do the things you say. That's what I'm already hearing. So the way I'm being guided to do this YouTube reading is I'm going to kind of look at the things that you're going through right now that are kind of acidic, and then also what's kind of the transition that you're definitely going through a bit of a slump, because you're going through a transformation into a very different. So it's like your transition is very different to probably other people's and the other groups, because I literally see that you are going through grief, or you're going through something hard that you're trying to just crush it and be like, okay, it's done, I'm getting out of this, I'm getting over this, or whatever. That's what I'm starting to feel already. And then I'm going to kind of transition then into the higher timeline that's kind of overlapping. So you have the both of them here, but whenever you can consciously tap into the higher timeline, you move up. Okay, that's how I see it for you. So it's for everyone really, but it's like we're all in this. It's one big circle, the light, and you have different vibrations. It's like turning on the light switch. It's like turning up. You know those dimmer lights? It's like when you start to be more conscious of the positive thoughts, you start to turn up the light a little bit. It's not that the light is eternal, okay? So it's just when you turn it all the way down and it goes dark, doesn't mean that it's done, it's over. Okay? So you're not going to fall into this kind of slump forever. Like every time we, get into a bit of depression or whatever, we think that this is it. I'm going to be depressed. I'm never going to get out of this. We tell ourselves the worst things ever. So just be aware of that and say, listen, okay, I'm going to get out of this now. I'm going to be more positive. Not saying that all of you are depressed. Some of you are more frustrated and kind of trying to switch yourself into making yourself depressed, because then at least if you feel like you're depressed, you have an excuse to be in this kind of stagnant energy that you're in. Because you have a lot of like, you want to kind of share, but you don't know what you want to share. That's what I'm feeling. Anyway, let's begin. Sorry, there's someone. Sorry, I can literally feel my mother. She's out there doing something, and it's putting my energy off. So sorry. Okay, let's begin. The first thing I want to start off with saying that's kind of keeping you on a lower kind of energy, a lower feeling like shit, is I'm seeing an image of some of you may be trying to draw, or you're trying to plan out something. So this could be you're trying to create a schedule, and then you're distracting yourself and you're making it too complicated because you're coloring in things, and you're doing, when you like literally all you need to do is just get a piece of paper, draw it out. Okay, this and this, 3 main things or something, making it so simple, like top 6 things a day if you want to be productive. But for some reason it's like you're making it so complicated, and like you've got the right intention, you have the right tools and things that you're using, but you're making it complicated, and you're looking at your environment in a kind of I would say tidy up your environment as well a little bit, because there's some spillages and there's some leaks, energetic leaks, and things are kind of seeping in through the walls, and this is what I'm seeing visually. It's like you kind of need to move the energy around and clear it all out. And as well, we are just moved into, I can never say this properly, embolic. It's a pagan. I'm seeing because I just made the crosses. Catholics call it St. Bridget's crosses, but it's those crosses that you make with the brushes. So I'm seeing that has a lot to do with like your home environment, spring cleaning. This is actually that's actually something that I'm seeing, but now I'm going to do it myself. This is a good time to get rid of shit, clean out, start cleaning your space, because it's going to really help you. Another thing that I'm seeing is your mind. Your mind is like suffocating you. literally your mind is causing you anxiety a little bit, kind of feeling like like you can't breathe, maybe that's a sign for you to, you know, this is it. It's time for you to take a step back. Actually, just sit. This is what I had to go through. Just sit with it. Sit with it. Be there and just be like, right, I'm here. I'm going to sit with these emotions. And at the same time, while you're sitting with it and you're just giving up on whatever the outside world expects you to do, give up on all that and just sit and do what you want to do, what you feel like will cheer you up a little bit. Not too much, but like literally just saying, okay, I feel like shit today, so I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have a cup of tea and I'm going to enjoy the cup of tea. It's like mindfulness is the most important thing that you need right now, because at this moment in time you are not chilled out enough to do anything that is going to help you. Okay, so the more that you take some time off and do things differently, do things that you wouldn't normally even dream of doing, because you would feel guilt, or you would feel like this is not how we get things going, this is not how life moves. Yes, you need to take action, but sometimes you need to take a step back. You need to take a step down and just say, listen, I'm getting ahead of myself here, and it's caused me to go into a state of a lot of things. I will just say, because I am seeing this, and I will say for someone, anyone that has lost, okay, not too deep. Anyone that has lost someone and then is grieving and actually has lost someone, because we're going through a physical death with some people. It's not. This has already happened, so this is for anyone. Don't worry. Don't stop. This is not. I'm current energy, so anyone that has lost someone, I see someone young. So you could have lost a child, or you might be also struggling to get pregnant and stuff like this. This is something that someone's going through, and I just want to say that every little thing that you have tried to do for yourself to keep yourself in good spirits it's exactly what is needed for you. This is the biggest change for you ever, because it's showing you how to look at life differently. Okay, so that's just for someone. So with the positive timeline that I'm seeing, this is like your future, that this is something that's just there in reach. Risk. There is a risk that you are willing to take. You're going to take it whether you like it or not. It's just you don't know the right approach. You feel like you don't have the right drive to do it yet, and you do. You're using an excuse like, I can't. Maybe there's a lot of movement for a lot of you. Travel, like your passion is travel for a lot of people. So, but movement, like you want to get moving. So maybe this is why you're in such a state of like, because again, that's that eruption that you're just waiting for something to just burst, and you're waiting for something to happen. It's almost like good, if it was good or bad, you just want something to change in this external world, because like it's just too frustrating at the minute. But I want you to know that you are just stopping yourself through thinking that by taking this journey, it's like I'm seeing a visualization of someone being told that it's safe to travel across a sheet of ice, and you're like, no, but it could crack. And then I could drown, and that would be good. You're making an excuse, okay? And this is a very good visualization that I got, because a lot of us are blaming the virus for stopping us from doing things that we wouldn't normally let stop us. So this is a big test for you. So just know that your passion doesn't have to die down just because of your insecurities and your subconscious things. It's all of your insecurities about what you want to do in life, what you're passionate about, what you love to do, or what you want to do. It's coming from the subconscious, okay? I really also see that when you get out in nature or take this time off, to work on yourself, you're going to notice that your mind starts to flow in a different way. Especially when you sit under a tree, or you sit and go outside and put your feet on the ground barefoot. That's the best thing for you to tap into these new codes, these new earth codes. Okay, when you tap into that, you're going to get the message. It's like a drop is going to happen, and it could be a physical drop. I've seen a drop, but like a water, like even rainwater, is going to clear the mind. But just getting out into nature in general and bringing like a little journal so that you can write down your thoughts and write down these drops, these downloads that you're getting. Yeah, I see a lot of you like to write as well. Your creativity comes, and you remember your creative thoughts when you write them down. Again, make it simple, don't complicate it. So don't just think that this is something that I used to do way back ago. I used to think that every single thought I had to write it down, or every single download I had to write it down. If I don't have a piece of paper around, I won't write it down. It wasn't meant for everyone else, it was just meant for myself. So you need to know the difference with that as well, okay? So not every single download that the universe is giving you is for you to share with every single person around you. Again, you don't want to be that annoying person that's trying to wake everyone up, because you're just doing yourself more harm. Because really, if people aren't awake by now, they're choosing to be asleep, because stuff has changed, energy has changed. So there's a choice, and it's not that I feel like, there's a split that people are talking about. It's not that. It's more so we're all in this together now. We're all on the right place. We're all on the right plane. We're all in this reality together. But we need to know that in people who aren't working on themselves, we need to lead by example, by, showing them that we don't always need to be there for them. That we look after ourselves first. So just be aware of that. I really think as well, emotionally, if whatever you have went through in your relationship, it's about to flip over. You're about to be flooded with a lot of love. So if you're not in a relationship currently, or you've been working a lot on your own self, you're going to be shocked at the way that it's like I see it's like I'm seeing a lot of water codes today because I've been talking about it so much, but I'm seeing someone, out on their own little kayak or canoe, and then the boat flips over and you're underwater and you're like, and then you come up and there's someone there. I don't know why I just seen someone standing on the boat. It's like they were under the boat and they flipped it up and he's like standing on top of the boat. Nice little visualization there. So yeah, those are the two kind of energies that we're working with, your current kind of, and then tapping into that. So know that there is love for you, there is changes for you, but you have to take the risk. You have to step back into nature. Nature never lies. This is something I tell to people all the time. Nature never lies to you. Nature will tell you the truth. So when you go and you ground, you will get the truth. Nature is not artificial technology. So if you're getting your truth from social media and stuff like this and watching too much, it's okay. It's healthy to have a balance. You keep up to date with conspiracies or whatever, or politics or whatever, and just know both sides. It's okay to do that and get your kind of wrapped up in that, but you need to also go back into nature, because the true answers will be felt and heard through being in nature. Always. Forever. Don't care what anybody says. Okay? So the last little message for you guys, group number 1, right? Well, that makes sense, because group, you chose the color red, and I'm seeing, it's like you're sitting in a chair a lot, and why not get your feet, walk outside, find a space outside, and sit there for as long as you want. And you will, it's like, the way that I'm seeing it now is like, if you choose to sit indoors in a slump, not connected to the earth, because the foundation, the floor, the wood, earth energy, but it's not really that wood doesn't hold a very good vibration anymore because it's been cut down and blah blah blah. So like going out and actually sitting under a real tree that's got a very good vibration is going to get you back up to speed quicker. And if you could see both of your timelines and how long you're sitting in that chair versus going under the tree and sitting there for a while, you won't sit under that tree for very long because you will have healed quicker. You will have understood things quicker. Your mind will have cleared almost instantly. People aren't always conscious of that, but that's actually what happens. Okay. Let's have a message, please. Intention. I love this card. Okay, so you probably can't read it, but I love this card. It's I don't know why, but this unicorn. Is he even a unicorn? It's not really a unicorn because I don't see a little horn, but this is a unicorn deck though. So with this, I always kind of see that it's as above, so below, that whole terminology, because just the way that this also looks like a woman's vajayjay. So I'm just showing you different things that I pick up from this card. This is like the rebirth, okay, and we're being born again into we're always being reborn, but it's what's your intention of. We're all going through the same kind of energetic shifts, but you can still be in this collective and choose to see life with good intention rather than bad. You can sit next to someone and pick up bad energy by listening to their fear mongering and all of that, or you can choose to listen to your own self or go and choose to sit with someone else and talk to them. It's all about intention, and this connects me to Orion, the star constellation as well. I always see this as Orion, I don't know why. But yeah, anyway, enough blabbering. I also, again, for anyone that is going through a little bit of they're trying to heal their heart and their sacral area and all of that, this is changing. So with intention, anyway, let's be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your requests to the universe. Sorry, I'm not the best reader because my eyesight's bad, and I also have a little bit of ADD, so I skip ahead. So that was your oracle message. I'm going to just pull a card for the higher timeline that you are currently in. It's right there. It's hovering above you. Remember, your timelines always change. The more positive you are, the more good things happen to you. So this is just what's right above you that is in reach currently. The Magician. Wow, I love you guys. It's like you, because you're going through you're going into another. It's like you're coming out of the old and into the new, the rebirth, okay? And with the Magician, it's like, I just love this card. Hold on, sorry. Wow. This is, you're really, again, just look at the imagery of the card and the way that color again is very sacral energy. Again, I was very connected to that for you guys, this group. Magician again is, if any of you are interested, because again, I wanted some of you to calm the mind, so breath work is a good thing. Good breath work is the breath of fire. It's good to heal the sacral energy because you're igniting that fire here and you're going, and then that actually gives you a lot of energy. It gets the creative energy flowing so that you're not sexually frustrated or just like out of whack with hormones and everything. So it's a really good exercise to just do, even when you're frustrated, because anger kind of comes from here. So when anger is coming from your guts, it's that sacral kind of energy. It's that gut energy. In the Western chakra system, we resonate that with the color orange. So that makes sense kind of for you to do that kind of breath work, where you're going to get that pump. Okay. Yeah. So I just want to say for anyone, thank you so much for watching. I don't pull too many cards. This is kind of how I do my readings as well. I like to just go with whatever that is. Yeah. And I love as well, I love that people keep buying me, lovely Sarah got me this deck. I love that. I'm going to have to change that because I feel guilty about people buying me loads of tarot decks now because I'm not using them as much. And there's so many, so I'm going to take that off. Maybe I'll update it and for little pendulums or crystals or something. Because now I feel like I made that list a long time ago. I don't know why I'm saying this. I made that list a long time ago. And now I'm more comfortable with just using my own intuition, my own higher self. But yeah, this has been super long, I feel. I don't know, because I record with my back camera now on my phone, so I don't actually see how long I've been. I have that clock here, but I didn't check the time when I started, so it's probably long. Group number 1 is always longer than the rest. So, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed this, if you feel like this resonates with you, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye. Hello, anybody that has chosen the color yellow. I'm already feeling that it feels like the first thing I got from this was that everything seems for you that it's going it's like everything's going the wrong way around. It's like you thought it was going to go this way. It's actually flipping and turning out to be the opposite of what you thought. It just seems like everything seems to be turned in a way that just doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's something that I'm seeing. It's also causing you to be very confused, and it's causing you to not be as upbeat and joyful as you usually are. I think that this is your time to understand what's happening right now, and try and not like look at it as a why is things not working out for me kind of way, and you're not trusting in things as much as you probably used to. Okay, that's the first kind of thing I'm getting. So anyone that is new here, I don't use as much tarot cards. I like to just channel, and that's how I do my private readings as well. So yeah, just letting you know that I will pull cards at the end, and yeah, we're just going to kind of go into this. Okay. I didn't actually clarify. So what I want to do here is I'm going to show you kind of what is the red pill, the kind of the energy that's trying to get you to wake up a bit more. What is that energy that's here moving through you, the kind of toxic energy, and how you should be aware about it so that you can shift and look up and be more optimistic. Because the way I'm being guided to explain this is I'm going to look at where you currently are, and then what's kind of parallel above you. Let's say above, even though it's not about being above, it's just about expanding your awareness. But let's just say it's two timelines. This is the red pill and this is the blue pill. So when you kind of come in the in-between, by being aware and being conscious, that's when you can then kind of lock into these higher timelines of being in a place where you look at life a lot more positive than you used to. So that's where we're going with this. I'm going to first look at this lower timeline, and then we're going to look at the top timeline, so you can kind of know that this is there. It's right there for you to grasp. You just need to switch some of your habits and switch some of your thoughts and your emotions and stuff, everything. So let's begin. Okay. I'm seeing frustration in your sexual life. I'm seeing that. So, it's almost like for me that I feel like, again, it's coming up. Babies are coming. I suppose it's coming into springtime. It's like animal instinct, and but like, yeah, I feel like some of you are trying for a baby or whatever. It doesn't. Yeah, there's a whatever there. Okay, because whatever you're trying, there's like, look at it as well. Like, what are you doing that's not trying? Because trying is forcing. You're forcing to do something. Okay, that's just something I'm getting. But that's not for everyone. It's more so as well. You are not happy with the energy you're getting off your partner, or this might not resonate for everyone, but if you're not in a relationship, I'm also seeing that you need to see who you're spending a lot of time with, and are you kind of getting into their energy? Are you kind of repeating and copying things that they're doing? So maybe they're, sitting around and they're watching TV all day, or they're in bed all day, or, they're getting you to join in with the things that they're doing. It's time for you to walk away from that. That's the first way to kind of get yourself into this uphill, or this kind of being more free, not as stuck. Because I do see that this person has good intentions. I just think that you have to walk away from them from a little bit, because they are kind of using you as a way to feel better, because they're not dealing with things in their ways that they should. So I think that this is, you're kind of giving your power away to someone else, is what I'm basically feeling. So it's time for you to kind of walk away, take a little walk, go to the beach or something, and take a walk, put your feet in the water. Yes, stuff like that, things like that, just to get away from everyone. This is a good thing for everyone to do, actually, because we need to be more independent and not need people around us. The whole COVID shit taught us that anyway, a lot of us. But I think that, it's time again to, get back into doing things for yourself and not wanting to wake people up. That's it. Trying to wake people up, and this is not okay. I'm also seeing that you've lost faith. You've lost faith in God or what's for you. You feel like you're kind of, not trusting that. Some of you are not trusting in things because of astrology, or you're starting to realize that maybe you've given your power away too much to astrology, which is something that I have done before. I don't really use astrology anymore. I have a little method of my own that I made up that I use. But yeah, astrology, you kind of, it's not just that, it's like the whole thing, the whole plan that you feel has. I want you to know that there is so much wanting to come in. It's like a freaking massive surge of energy. That's why you're so much anger or frustration or sexual frustration, or just like because you're ready for this. You are so ready. Like whatever wants to come your way, it's like you can deal with it. Mentally, you are so prepared, but you're like, I'm losing my patience with this. I don't know if this is even going to happen. Like, I don't know if my life is going to change. It's like you are literally holding on. It's almost like you are in. You guys are okay, because I see that you are not stuck in the lower, or you're not fully in the higher physical timelines. Because you're waiting for stuff to appear, you're waiting for it, but it's like you, by you taking action, you're gonna show the world what it is to be independent, what it is to be someone who is willing to step outside their comfort zone. You are very adventurous. You are the queen or king of adventure. You are made to be a leader, but also in an independent way. by also kind of like, you know, not just sticking to one group, being very good at merging and being in different cultures and different people's lives, and just in inspiring people in different ways. You're that person. So I want you to just don't really focus about what's meant to happen for you, and kind of just do what's happening right now. And understanding that you have a lot of power. Again, a lot of the problems that you're having with what you're passionate about, or with your, if you are having some emotional kind of problems, it's just there's two energies kind of clashing. It has a lot to do with the astral world. It's like they're not, they haven't, it's like they haven't really, yeah, I don't know if people talk about this, but astral sex, it's not something that has happened to me. But it's like there's something happening in the astral. I don't know what that is. Let's skip that, because that's too deep and that's way too long for me to even go into that. But yeah, just like energetically on a spiritual level, it's like there's two different. It's like you're both on the right idea. It's just you're letting the physical take. You're letting the physical get in the way of what's wanting to happen. So that means ego, probably. So two egos trying to clash, or someone's ego is not enjoying that you are very close to them. I don't know. It's like the bodies. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay, skipping. Oh, okay. I'm seeing a little like trick here with the cups. You know, like magicians, they do the cups and you choose the cup. You pulled up the cup, and I'm seeing a little pentacle. So this, for me, you're holding it up and you're like woohoo, and you're like happy. So the way that I'm seeing this as a metaphor, it's like once you kind of, because the cup, and then you trusted cup's emotions, you trusted your emotional feelings, and then you lifted the cup and the pentacle was there. So you need to work on your emotions more so than anything to start this new beginning with your career, with your finances, with your stability, with your feeling safe with your own body and all of that. Because at the minute you're still on this not taking responsibility for certain things that you're doing. I think a lot of you maybe are spending your money in ways that is not good for you. You're trying to tap into that more happy lifestyle by buying things for yourself, but again, remember when that's a good time and when it's not so good, because right now I don't feel like doing that's fixing anything. It's actually, you're not in a flow state to do the whole spending money because I am abundant, money comes to me, if I spend money will come back. That's like beginners of like manifestation. It doesn't always work when you are not in a flow state. So if you're not in a flow state and you're just spending money, it's not going to come back to you because you're not in that flow state. That's just something I'm saying. Let's now skip to, I'm going to pull an oracle message and one card. So the positive things that I'm saying, that's the stuff that you need to focus more on and tap into, okay? Because the stuff that's negative that I'm saying, it's currently kind of what needs to be brought to the surface so that you can get through it, okay? Goddess. I've literally seen this. Like, it's like you kind of take control with the sexual energy and you know what you're doing, but it's like something about your partner or something about just not attracting the right people, because you keep it, you're like, I don't feel like this is right. It's like you're not attracting that nice intimate connection that's sexy, like fuck, I am a goddess kind of like you don't feel like you're in flow with them or something. So we have the goddess card, and that's, look at that, wow. I don't know if I said it, but I've seen two people clashing heads, and it's like, you know, when two people are getting it on and they have that connection, it's like the physical's in. The physical is inserted, but it's like the mental or the here, the third eye. So we have that. If you see the two little unicorns clashing there with their horns, this could be two males either. Do what you gotta do. So honor your divine feminine energy. See your inner beauty. Love every part of you. That's your message. Keep doing you. Keep working on you and loving yourself, and then they'll catch on. Again, I always say this. I've said this so many times before, but when you work, when the person who's more in their feminine, when they work more on their feminine, anytime you're going through something and they're more open and emotional and vulnerable and stuff like this, the more masculine energy in the relationship will then follow along with that. So that's just something that is natural, that happens in the universal laws of relationships, I guess. That's kind of just how it works. I don't know what I was asking. What was I asking? Okay, I will just use that as a, because I'm getting nothing from that. Hold on. I want to just ask, like, for right now, what is the main kind of thing to kind of get you up onto a more positive timeline or positive thoughts? Everyone's getting this bloody, everyone's sacral energy. Because group number 1 was sacral. It's sacral, and it's because again, I see you guys chose the color yellow and yellow and orange, and there's like, the yellow is in here. What's the other card? Oh, the King of Swords. So when you see the Page of Wands, which I described you kind of as like the Queen of Wands, and that's what you feel like you are worthy of. You're kind of that Queen of Wands energy. As a, like, that's what I see you as. I don't think you see yourself, you feel that you are that kind of person. You feel like you deserve that kind of respect and stuff. So you feel it, that. And that's why I feel like a lot of the time you kind of want to distance yourself, or you should be trying to distance yourself. Because with the King of Wands here, I don't know what it is, but I feel like at the minute, the communication between the two of you, it's like you feel like you're not getting the respect that you deserve. Because it's like everything that this person is saying is very, it's just a different vibe. It's two different energies completely. So like the air, the frost, the cold harshness that's coming from this male energy, masculine energy, and then you have this little Page of Wands who's like just wanting to tap into that energy, that sacral joy, the sun. Something about you, it's like you just like getting up and seeing the sun, or you like just getting up and also I feel like there's an age gap as well. That's part of it. It's like you're in a relationship with someone who's kind of got a bit like, oh, I'm old. I don't know. That's something as well for someone out there. It's just the age gap is kind of confusing this connection. I don't know why. But yeah, thank you all so much, group number 2, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know what else I have to say. Leave a comment down below if this resonates, and I will see you next week. Goodbye. Hello, anybody that has chosen the color green. So anyone that is new, I'll just start off with saying I'm going to channel first, and then I will use the tarot cards at the end. Sorry, I had a little bit of a burp wanting to go up there. So I'm going to start off by explaining what I'm going to kind of look at. The way I'm going to look at this is I'm going to look at, so the way I'm describing it to everyone else is, say there is a lower timeline here and there's a higher timeline here. Timelines, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So at the minute, this is your current kind of energy that is shifting and changing, but what's on top of that, they're both one thing, but what's on top of that is how you tap into, because the lower energy and the higher energy, it's all just, once you change your thought, you go more towards one or the other, and that's just kind of, that's that roller coaster that we see, and what's it called, the Taurus field thing. It's kind of like that, the way I see it. It's like, you know, you tap in down here, and then, you know, you start to get more positive. So what at the minute you're going through, I'm going to look at, sorry, I'm explaining this terribly. I explained it so much better on the other one. You're going to, I'm going to look into what's kind of currently going on, what's being sorted out for you, and you're having these things happen to you to get you back on track, to get you back up on a more positive outlook on life and stuff. So that's what I'm going to look into. So the first thing I'm going to look at is, Jeekers, I feel like I can't talk. This is what I'm picking up on, stuff that's been this is how I feel. I feel frustrated at the minute because you are so right. Again, let's start, because I felt judged. I feel like that's something that is something that is so good about you, is you have a lot of wisdom and you really do care about what you share with people. You do care, but you also need to watch when you're being a little bit too harsh or a bit too judgmental. Don't worry, you're not affecting me. It's just I couldn't talk. I was like, why can't I explain this? And it's like, you kind of bring that energy to people sometimes. So you come to people and they feel a little bit intimidated by you, because they know how intelligent you are, they know how quick you are to, you know, correct them. You're very, like, you have to become more controlled for a little bit until you start to understand that the way that you communicate with people, sometimes it's for the best. It's your talent. This is your talent. So maybe not using the words like, this is just the way I am. This is just the way that God made me. If you don't like the things I have to say, then da 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 da. It's just, you're using your intellect a little bit too much, and you're not actually feeling into the situation. You're not seeing that by you being a little bit immature with some of the things that you're doing and saying. You're not getting into your potential of, like, maybe having fun with life, because I feel like that's the biggest thing right now that you need, is you're frustrated because life has become not as enjoyable. You want to have more fun with your friends, you want to go out, you want to have parties, you want to celebrate, you want to be more you want to be understood as well. That's the biggest thing. You've got a big heart. Like, you work so well on helping people move on with their problems and moving on with things that they need to, because you're very straight to the point, and you'll tell them the truth, and you'll be like, listen up, Linda, you need to cut that person out of your life because they're not treating you the best way. Now let's go to this, because this is something I am also seeing. I feel that at the minute, someone is in your life and they are great. They are a lovely person. Like, everything about them is just so nice. But something about this person I'm seeing is just, they're just not your cup of tea anymore. And you don't feel like there is I feel like it's always now coming across like the connection with you is just not the same. It just doesn't feel the same. And that's okay. That's fine. It's just kind of like, this isn't it's the only thing that I'm seeing here as a crossover is this energy. So everything else I've talked about. So with communication and you know, noticing that something, the main thing that has to change with you is the way that you're communicating with people and the way that you're expressing yourself while communicating the truth, because you're very truthful, but the way that you're communicating, it needs to change a little bit so you can tap into a new potential that you have waiting for you, which is like that leader mentality, that person who is ready to take on anyone's issues and guide them in a very clear path, and not kind of attack them from other sides, which is like their wounds. Like, you're good at doing that. You're good at. I'm making you sound like a bitch, but you're not. You're just a person who, like, you see the problem and you want to fix it, and you don't really see the problem with the mess that you might leave by being very blunt and upfront and everything like that. And that's fine, because we need people. Everyone has their purpose in this life, and you're that person who just gets people to get their shit together. You're that person, you're that friend that will barge into someone's house and be like, okay, you broke up with this person, look at the shape of you, put some makeup on, do your thing, let's go, blah blah blah. You're very like, come on, get your shit together. I love this about you. You're that friend that, a lot of people need. And don't always fully respect, because you are blunt, you are easily, the person to cause arguments, but those arguments then lead to, transformation, and people's lives are changed. And this is great. I love this energy, and there's always room for people like you in my life, because I need that sometimes. But yeah, so everything else, like you taking on this role of being a leader, you welcoming in this life of, that's the thing. I think that with the person that I'm talking about, that you just don't feel the connection anymore, I think that maybe what you can do is get out and be around other friends, other people, be more social, because I think you've just been around them for too long, or you've just been kind of communicating with them for too long, and you need something different. You need a new perspective on life, and not just have their thing. Because if you consume and listen to all the things that this person's saying all the time, you don't really tap into. You kind of restrict yourself. Then I think you need a mix. Again, of course, this whole virus is not making it easy to meet up with people. You need a mix of different personalities, different people, for you to kind of get back on track with what you want to do with your life. But yeah, something about this relationship is just not compatible, and it's just not working. And it's the inevitable. It's like you can't really change this. This is the thing that I wanted to get to, because I'm seeing a 0 point, like a crossing. It's like I'm seeing the infinity symbol, and in the middle of that is a mirror, and it's like I'm seeing an image of you. You're like looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, am I being a bit harsh? So you are questioning yourself. I see that. Thanks. Good. You're questioning yourself. This is good. It's getting energy moving. But you're kind of looking in the mirror, and you're trying to understand why you are the way you are, and you're trying to hold yourself accountable. But it's not all you. It's never always your fault. It's both. It's inner and outer. It's both. Because the external world is just a reflection of you anyway, so it's both. So just make sure that you're understanding that this kind of has to happen. This change, this choice that you're going to make, releasing this energy, or releasing someone, ending. Some of you may have already went through this, or have it in your mind. If you don't have this in your mind, don't make me plant seeds in your head and think that you have to end your relationship. This is just something else. It could be anyone. It could be a father, it could be a mother, it could be just someone that just doesn't agree with what you're doing, or just you don't feel like they help you in any way. Anyway, it's something along those lines, okay? So just know that this is inevitable. This is like it's a part of your life that was going to happen anyway, and now it's got to the point where you're like, okay, it's time to do this. Because the way my guides show me stuff is we have different levels of the light, and we flow through it in different ways, and we kind of move, and it's like the ocean. We move through the light in different ways, but then there comes a point when you have to go and break through the water. And that's that zero kind of, this is the beginning of the end of everything, of whatever happened, okay? It's like you have to just go through this. It's like you're releasing the old you, the old thoughts, the old everything, and you're choosing now to go through this kind of transition with a little bit more sovereignty. Let's just say. Yeah, I don't know where else to go with this, so I'm gonna pull cards because like I feel like the main thing here is you're just trying to work on being a little bit more chill around people. It doesn't mean that I don't want you to ever stop speaking your truth. No. That's not what I'm saying. Definitely keep speaking your truth, but be aware of the words that you are speaking and see. It's kind of like when you speak, you have to kind of see the emotions attached to the words. It's like you have to tap into that third eye and see that by saying certain words, like you should do this, or you don't use forceful words to people if they don't like to be put. If they don't like to be pushed, don't use pushy words. If they don't like to be upset, don't be using upsetting words like you tramp. Sorry. Just be careful with the words that you use. Delight. Oh, I've not seen this card yet, sorry. Love it. It says, count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. And it's like a little dandelion. And look, there's a little... I think this is telling you to be a little bit more childlike. Be a little bit more adventurous. Go out and pick a dandelion, make a wish, blow it in. Just be a little bit more... It sounds like I'm making you out to be an asshole. Be a little bit more delightful. That's what I'm hearing. And just be a pleasure to be around. It sounds like the people don't like being around you, but this is your own shit that's coming through. So this is what you feel like people think you are like. So don't expect that. Not like everyone expects you to be a certain way. You've put this belief on yourself. Now choose that, like, to see that people think you're fun, you're delightful, and people actually do enjoy your company a lot. So I'm bringing up this because this is what I'm seeing in your mind. It's like you're looking at it different. You need to look at it differently and be a little bit more free with your energy and let yourself shine in a like, I don't really care, like, not that you don't care, but try not always be the person to fix people, because that's what they just expect of you now, and that's just not what you should be focusing on, especially times like that we're in right now. You should be focusing on you. Okay, let's see, anything else wants to come out. I'm going to just ask about this relationship for someone. Six of Swords. So with the relationship, again, if you know what the Six of Swords is, it's kind of like it's time to move on. It's just what I'm getting. I've been saying that anyway. Let's see, what else kind of came up there. With your friends, how should you be around your friends? Two of Wands. Yeah, just tread carefully. Know that there are boundaries that you shouldn't cross. Understand that by looking at what they're going through and how it can kind of, get you in that position of being the one that triggered them. Try not be the one to trigger them. Let them kind of trigger themselves by just planting a seed in a very subtle way, by like asking questions so that because the Two of Wands is about thinking about, okay, what I want to do next, what is my next approach in moving forward. And you get them in this position where they feel like they're stuck in their mind, but eventually they're going to have to make a decision for themselves. Try and let people make their own choices. Not that I'm saying that you're taking control over everything, but just try and let them do it. Like, stop helping everybody all the time. And for yourself, we have the Seven of Cups. This again, Seven of Cups is this card for me is like, I was gonna sing Aladdin, not freaking The Little Mermaid. You know The Little Mermaid, when she's like singing that song? What the hell is that song? It looks like this card. Look at this stuff. I'm not gonna sing. You want to be where the people are. You want to get out of this fucking lockdown. You want to be where the people are. I think that you want to attract your tribe. That's what it is all about here. Oh my God. Woo. You want to attract your tribe. What are your tribe? Who are your tribe? There are so many different ways that you can attract your tribe. You can start speaking your truth online. You can start getting people. All you need is one person to follow you, understand you, make a relationship with them, talk to them, organize a Zoom call. Just because we're in this situation at the minute doesn't mean that it's going to be like this forever. Once you start speaking to people online, speaking your truth to people who understand you, and seeing that, you know, there's so many different ways for you to attract the people that you enjoy. It's not that your friends, I've said this in a reading before, it's not that your friends are not ever going to, like, you don't need to cut them away completely. You just need to spend time with different types of people, different types of circles. It's all about circles these days with me. But different circles, like your family are the people who are just there to support you. Your friends are there to be the ones that support you with your, you know, when you're going through a breakup and things like that. Not just that, but like they're those, you know, they are the emotional support. Your family are like this financial, and they protect you and all that. And then, yeah, it's not the same for everybody, but I feel like you need to attract more spiritual people. And then when those people, you get in a group with spiritual people and they're too woo-woo, it's getting too much for you, you go back and you grind, you be with your friends, and you know, you chill and watch Netflix or have a little glass of wine and just bitch and do whatever. Like, you're allowed to fall into different, you're allowed to fall and fluctuate between different energies, as long as your heart is pure, which it definitely is. You hold wisdom, you hold, like, you're the kind of person that people need to inspire to be, because you hold the truth here. It just doesn't translate all of the time in the best way, because you want the best for people. You want everyone to know what you know. You want everyone to wake up to their own power, and by sharing your wisdom, is you feel like that's your way. But just know that not everyone. It's just like you can be talking to someone who's stuck in a three-dimensional way of thinking. You can speak as much as you want. They are not going to get it. They're going to switch off. They're going to switch off because they're not ready. So you need to speak to people who are ready. And it's not even, I don't even see that for you. I see more so you're attracting people who actually pull you up, actually inspire you, teach you. You need to be taught. Instead of teaching everyone else now, it's time for you to kind of learn about yourself by asking the universe to welcome in people that can help you, you know, work on your communication, work on your frustrations with people and family and friends and stuff, and get on that. That's what I'm seeing. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the future. Goodbye.